You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alas, mud fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see, it's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
Night, there among forgotten pencils, a duck takes flight. Alice Matt, the history duck tells us forgotten tales about creators long lost in a cabinet frail. He's been putting in a mile of research. He quacked up every flock perch. This Irishman aggressively knows his stuff. He's here to share the truth without a bluff. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling to share. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay. Alice Matt should be quite congratulated. Do not mallard shun. He's busy peeking into the facts. Don't wig in him while he's hunting for snacks. For snacks. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay. Alice Matt should be quite congratulated. Do not mallard shun. He's busy peeking into the facts. Don't wig in him while he's hunting for snacks. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay.
Take it, I surrender. I can't sleep, 'cause it's burning deep inside, like gasoline on fire running wild. No more fear, 'cause I'm getting closer now. So hungry, but I like it anyhow. I go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and
evening. Yes, I see I'm frozen. I can fix that. There we go. Now I'm not frozen anymore, and I'm back again. So, um, I downloaded the Social Ninja app, which was working fine before, and then it's just froze on me. God, I hate technology. I really do. Totally hate it. So, I mean, I have the chat window like on my OBS. I can see you guys in the chat in OBS, but now I can't fucking highlight the chat again. Like I was doing it before, and the chat's not highlighting again. So now I'm like upset because this fucking thing was working before, and now it ain't working again. So Social Ninja app sucks. Major. Let me not say it. Let me not say it. Let us not say it. Um, but I'm trying. I'm absolutely trying. I don't know why this is not working. By the very least, my mic seems to be working. I do have a good mic, right? Let me make sure I have a good mic. Because, yep, the good mic is on. And we'll have to stick with just the. Actually, wait a minute. Can I change it to. Let's see. Does it work this way? Probably not, all right? Yeah, it still shows up as the pop up, the top chat. So I can't do the live chat function yet. But let me just hide everybody else in the meantime. We were showing chat comments before during the intros, but no, it just bumped on me now. But I see that Massive Panda was here. What's up, Massive Panda? He was doing me the favor of trying to find the Kevin Eastman, or is it Peter Laird? Peter Laird, right? The Peter Laird comment on criticism, which is found in Volume 4 of the Ninja Turtles collection. Speaking of which, before I say hi to the rest of the chat, let me guys show you this. I was at the Lehigh Valley Comic Con this past weekend, and look what I got. I got the hardcover volume of the first few Ninja Turtle issues. Is this issues 1 to 7, 9 to 14, Fugitoid number 1, Tales of the Ninja Turtles number 1 to 5. All in this beautiful hardcover. I got it at a discount too, so it was wrapped in plastic. So naturally, I wrapped the plastic. Now now it's depreciated because that's what I do. That's how I do. Let me bring the mic a little closer. I can see that it's not as high as it should be. There we go. Yeah, much higher. All right. See, now I can control the volume here. Okay. But shout out to Massive Panda. It's good seeing you here. We have Kissifus, who says he's under the weather. He says, I have a head cold. I might pass out. So that means we're going to be Kissifus-less tonight. So no Kissy tonight because he's down with cold and probably the AIDS. But well, no. Anyway, hope he gets better. Color says, I am here. Suffer. No, I don't acknowledge you, Colors, because you're in the ban zone. Stay banned. Manticore. Ubermensch. Now you're gonna have to accept it. Accept what? He says, I've come to gawk and throw insults at the one with the peanuts tape. You know, you're a bastard. You know why? Because we appreciate the versatile here, and you're trying to ruin the versatile. You're an enemy. You're an enemy or something. I don't know. Manticore says, colors. I'm not saying her name. We have Tomady, formerly Tim Olson, says, I have learned to embrace being oppressed. You should, because that's all you're gonna know for the rest of your life. That's all you're gonna know for the rest of your life is being oppressed. That's all you're gonna know. So embrace it, wear it like a skin color because that's your new race. Your new race is oppressed. Okay, that's your ethnicity. So your race is oppressed. Your ethnicity is suffering. That is your that should be your pronouns actually. Oppressive suffering. That there you go. Put that on your applications going forward, and let me know how it works out for you. I'm not reading every single comment. I'm just seeing who's here. Let's see. I read Tommy. I read Manticore. We have Michael Diache under the Bilasian, the Atlassian. Alice Matt is a gifted individual. See, I see the insult behind that. I can see the insult behind that. At Blasian one, I see it very clearly. Don't think I don't know. Oh yes, I know. I absolutely know. 100% I know. Let's see here. Color says this is too long. Start to no. I had to prepare. Colors. I had to prepare. You know this, but you want to come in and disrupt again. As always, you want to disrupt and not engage in a thoughtful conversation. I'm watching you. I'm noting every single time you cause division and hatred. Every single time. Who do I think of? LRG? No, I am me. I am me, and you are you. That's why I'm here. And that's why you're down there in the band zone because you're a divisive person. There's a nomad says, Hail chat. Welcome, there's a nomad. Good to see you here. Some person says, a last man dresses like Mr. Peanut in secret so you can feel fancy. No. Listen, I'm sentient, okay? Those words hurt. Don't look at hurt, they hurt. You should know better than that. You're a terrorist. and I ain't gonna let terrorists win. No sir. Uh, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. We got intense shifter, best stream ever. Well, thank you. I will accept that as something. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, am I quote? Oh no, there's still more comments. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay. Everybody's Cthulhu's in the chat. Welcome, everybody's Cthulhu. I caught your comment in the last stream. You missed it live, probably because you heard that Idle and Primathor were here. So, but they're not here today. Don't know, but they probably won't be here because we're running a more disciplined stream today. So we have some topics to discuss and just get your thoughts on it. So, color form being what she always does. Old Dirty Fatty. Yes, I fixed the volume. I fixed the volume. So there we go. There we go. So the volume is fixed. Okay. Uh, some person. Oh, here we got bat sauce. Why so quiet? I'm not quiet. I am here. I'm loud and I'm proud. How can I be quiet? Lady Shadow Band in the chat, saying hi to the chat. Am I caught up? You know, I got an active chat. So the very least my chat's active. So I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate you telling YouTube that I am alive and active. Although YouTube is on something lately, so we might be seeing the next wave of the apocalypse, but we'll see how that goes down. Volume is right, a bit high, but I can handle it. I don't know what that means, but okay. Kissifus is here finally. He says, Lasman, I have a head cold and I can't hear you. Can you hear me now, Kissifus? Can you hear me now? I know you can hear me. I know you can hear me. Skipping a few chats over. I'm so upset that my freaking social ninjas thing just stopped working again. Again! And it's probably something that I'm doing too. I don't know. Maybe it's the Discord. No. Maybe it's a Discord. I don't know. But I mean, I'm looking at it on the OBS. It's showing the green nearly hitting the red. So I'm definitely not muted for sure. Definitely not muted. Let me put it up here closer. Okay, so you guys can see in the back of me, I got some stockings up. Right here, we got a couple gnomes here. Let me show you my Christmas gnomes. Oh no, she replaced the other one. This is a gray gnome. Oh, I'm frozen. Hold on. Let me let me fix that. There we go. This is one of the Christmas gnomes right here. And I heard the sound. So I think somebody must have joined the Discord. I will find out in a second who joined Discord. But let me get back to the other camera. There we go. Oh, wait, now the other camera's not working. Hold on. Let me stick with this one for now, and then I'll figure this out. Oh, I hear myself in the. I hear feedback. Oh wait, we got our guest here. Let me go ahead and play him his intro because I can do that.
You know what they say, nobody gives a Hummer like a gummer.
Hello, Mood of Hell. No, you gotta Mood of Hell. Yes, you gotta mute me because I hear me. I hear feedback. Hello, Mood of Hell. How are we today? I'm just fixing the camera was working before. Can you hear me? Oh wait. Hey, I'm sorry. I just muted myself on Discord. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Okay, we're working now. Okay, let's make sure. Uh, the OBS is showing the volume level on you. So, I have the distort. This wait, why is my freaking camera? Oh, because I had to enlarge it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, because I had to enlarge the other camera to get me on camera just to make sure that you guys can see me, even though you don't want to see me. But here's the gnome in question. But my co-host Mood of Hell is on stream. What's going on, Mood of Hell? Well, we just started, so and I got the chat. I tried to get the chat app on the OBS I highlighted, but now it's not working again. It was working before I started streaming. Then when the stream started, I was highlighting it, and then it just stopped. It sucks. It really sucks. So I got to look into it and try to work it. So I may even have to do a test stream or something just to fucking get it to work. It annoys the hell out of me. So, but here I am. Here I am. Tim Olsen says we chucked too many spears. Now the show sucks. Yeah, good job, Tomothy. Good job. Now you see why I've been fighting all this time. And you're right. I'll blame you. I will absolutely blame you. Yes, you know what? I blame Tomothy. Do you blame Tomothy, Helmet? You know what? You can these nuts. How about that? How about that? KSS says this show is terrible. You've destroyed it with your OBS. You know what? First, it was my Streamlab. No, this whole thing sucks because of StreamYards. Because StreamYards wanted to extend their pricing range. They want to go from a good affordable $25 to an astronomical $50 a month. And then they want to say, no, we'll bring down the 44. I'll bring it back down to 25 when things are fine. StreamYard. You know what, Kissivus, I liked you better. I liked you better, Kissivus, when you was just sick in bed and silent. Now the chance that they can barely hear your helmet. So, oh no, you didn't have to play that. You didn't of all the sounds. You didn't have to play that one, Moonhell. That wasn't called for. You didn't have to play that one. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Of course. Of course. Of course. Yes. Of course. Anyway, um, and of course, OBS is an art form. That's why. That's obviously why D Word Boy is struggling. You know, OBS. I'm on tour. And one day when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me. And you're like, you know what? We had a good one. We had a genius here. And we totally abused him. And now he's gone forever and we can't get him back. You're gonna regret it when that day comes. And I'm gonna be looking down on you and laughing at you. Change your ways now. Am I wrong about this, Mutapel? I don't think I'm wrong about this. What we're talking about, this is me now. This is about me time. This is my me. This is about my sentience. Okay? When you run your stream, then you can talk about your sentience. But this is about me. This is about me. Me, my time. No, see, you're feeding into the hype. I'm trying to help you. Don't feed into the hype. You're gonna be on a road to ruin. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. No, you should be muted because you should mute it because the wait. Oh, I did mute. You know what? I did. How about now? Check it out now.
Ah, Peanut Head. One
Of all the
day
no,
you
of all the things.
will drive me to piss core myself with your behavior.
Well, see, that's not me.
You are very unprofessional.
I gave you a spot on my show. I gave you a spot. Yes, Kizivus, he's here. He's here. You can hear him, right? You can hear him.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that the chat can hear me because that's the most important thing.
But I was telling you, this is me time. This is about my sentience, and this is about them missing me when I'm gone.
I think the people in the chat are already over your me time.
No, they haven't figured it out yet. See, they're in a state of absolute denial, and I'm just telling them when that day comes, they're gonna rue the day that they weren't nicer to me. I am reading the chat, Kissifist. I am reading the chat. I see it. I'm sorry, you know what, Kizzy? Go back to bed and just lay there with your head cold and eat. Kisses!
So now you are gaslighting your chat like other people in Comics Gate do.
Kisses is not a chat. He's a known gaslighter. Just because it didn't go well with his black boyfriend, now he's in bed sick. That ain't my fault, Kisses. That's not my fault.
But he's also a creator, I heard. He does this comic named Melvin.
Well, that's Tim Olsen, yes, Timothy.
Yeah, you talked about him. Timothy.
Anyway, Oh
Let me
yeah,
see.
Valley Law
Awesome.
in the chat. What's up, Valley Law? Welcome to the stream. Actually, Old Dirty Fatty has a question for Helmet. He says, Helmet, do they have a Christmas village market where you are?
Yes, there are a lots around me. I think the nearest one is in Heidelberg, and then there's one in Mannheim, which is pretty nice, and in Heilbronn. I have a lot of Christmas markets around me, and they are good. They have good food, not canned food like the stuff that you eat.
I don't eat canned food. I eat fresh food, fresh from the ground.
Fresh from Chef Boyardee.
Wait, okay, Manacor. Hold on a second. Let me add Manacor's comment. Manacor says, "When are you going to stop emotionally manipulating your YouTube, my YouTube community? I'm not emotionally manipulating nobody. I am performing a service. Okay, this whole thing was built on the sweat of my back and my blood. You're riding on my sweat and my hard work. One day, Manacor, you're gonna realize what you did wrong here. I hope it's sooner rather than later. No, oh, damn it, Helmet. Come on. No. You're supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be on my side. Not on their side. My side. I'm
Was
the.
an accident.
You did it twice, though.
I have to read. Sorry.
No, oh, gosh, no, he didn't say that. We have
Venus juice.
Casey Anthony's in the chat. How you doing, Casey Anthony? She is polluting with mood of health. I don't know what for, but okay, that's a thing. Value. Oh, KSS. He says this. He says, "Elasmat, stop fantasizing me. I'm telling you what I heard. People talk about you, Kissy. People talk about you. That's what I heard. You should look at your circle of friends and see who's talking about you because that's what I heard. That's what they told me. They told me that. Hold on. I got to Okay,
Are
so
you blocking now my soundboard or what?
before I begin the stream tonight, I do want to bring up that my Godzilla drawing that I did a couple weeks back for the Monday Monster Moratorium. It sold, and it sold after I sold my Gilman drawing on Saturday from the Lehigh Valley Comic Con where I was at, and good time. You know, it was a decent crowd, but not a big crowd. But I managed to sell that drawing, which was good. And I got a DM about my Godzilla drawing, so I sold that and I mailed it out today. So two of my drawings from the Monday Monster Moratorium got sold. So I'm thinking about this, and let me know what you guys think about this. I'm thinking for next year, not 2026, but 2027, doing a crowdfunder of a film encyclopedia and using my drawings as the visual aid for each movie I review and talk about. So instead of an art book, I'm doing a film encyclopedia showing my art and talking about the movies and giving you a reason to buy a book and read it because I don't want to just do picture books. So I'm thinking about that.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
And you should continue doing your drawings because you obviously are earning money with that stuff.
next week. So I got good news that I got 2 weeks off of work leading into the new year. So starting next week, I'm off of work, so I'll have some time to do some more draw streams. Not just the Monday Monster more time, but do like other things because I got feedback from people at the con. Like there are people looking for Harry Potter drawings. They're looking for Christmas season stuff. Like I was told I should do a Grinch drawing. Actually, Lady Shadowbell was the one who told me that. So Grinch and Krampus. So she's like, I should do those drawings, and like, so I probably will do a couple of those next week. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll see if I can sell it next week. We'll see. So I'm gonna do a couple of draw streams, and then try to get more of that out there. And then again, sticking with the Monday Monster stuff, leading into my excuse me, my film encyclopedia book. And I'm not gonna crowdfund that, by the way. I won't crowdfund that till I have most of it done. So once I have most of that book completed, then I'll crowdfund it. That way, all I'm doing is just marketing it and just putting the finishing touches on it, and then I'll have the book ready to ship after the crowdfunding ends. So that's the plan for that book. So I got to do more drawings for it and try to at least include maybe 100 movies. So it'll be select movies, but they'll be in the horror sci-fi genre. So you know, um, that's what I'm gonna
I
do.
can help you with the research because I have the books for that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that definitely would be helpful. KSS says, "Stop being a jerk. You jerk." No, kids, I'm having a serious conversation, and you're ruining it with your impending divisive racism. Jesse, I can't be serious. I'm not allowed to be serious, Helmet. I'm not allowed to be a serious man and have serious conversations because of gaslighters like that guy right there, parasites like him, leeches coming here and ruining what I'm trying to build. Mazepana says,
People
"We
cherish you as the court jester that you are, Peanut Head.
what? That was not nice." Massive Panda says, "Will you be dropping any documentary videos over the holiday break? Documentary videos. I don't know because I had a couple of documentaries I am working on, but I don't know if one of them I'm holding off on. And the other two, I'm waiting to see what happens in the next week or so. One of those is the Dungeoneers documentary. I have a couple of interviews I'm scheduling with people. I do want to get to work on that one. That one's going to be interesting. The CG Unity book is going to be a fun one because, as I told people, it's a mixture of Unity of what transpired since they
Unity.
mentioned it, all the behind the scenes drama, but as well as examples of actual comic book crossovers that worked and why they worked. And that'll be fun to edit and talk about in addition to the stuff that didn't work out. So that one I'm looking forward to. I don't know if I'll drop that. I don't think I'll have time. Or maybe I will. I'll see. Because like I said, I'm off the next couple weeks. So maybe we'll see. We'll see. There was one I was doing on when criticism becomes malice. I actually edited a rough cut of that, but I'm holding off on that one. The reasons are entirely up to me, but I'm holding off on that one for now. But I'm focusing right now on the Dungeoneer documentary and the Unity documentary. And I may, and I also might. I'm thinking about this. I also may do a reply to Ethan Van Skyver's EFAP of the Gamer from Mars's Comicscape video that he dropped. Which, by the way, it's not even really a Comicscape documentary. It's more of a precursor of what happened and the events in the comic industry that led to the creation of Comicscape. Because that documentary did exactly what some of the other docs did. Not the Mikey No More documentary, but some other videos that did that, which was they overlooked Englentine and Doug Ernst and Tim Lim and all those guys. They overlooked that part of CG. It just jumps right into Ethan and Richard C. Meyer. And I'm like, Richard C. Meyer never even claimed Comicscape. See, that's the thing with that most people are forgetting. Is Richard C. Meyer, maybe one time, I have one documented instance where he did claim it, but he was kind of forced by Ethan to claim it. But he's never claimed it. And it's like people focus on him as one of the main heads of CG. And it's like, he never claimed it. There were many more people who were more prominent in CG, who were more active with the label than Richard C. Meyer in the beginning. But Gamer from Mars did exactly what these other people do, which is they focus only on him and EVS. It's like there was a whole year of CG stuff that happened before EVS jumped on, and Richard C. Meyer was just one of many who who blew the trumpets during the early days of Comicsgate. So, don't get me wrong, the stuff about the comic industry was interesting to listen to from Gamer from Mars. It reminded me of exactly why CG had to happen. It was good to see that. KSS says, last night, I watched the Gamer from Mars documentary. Not gonna lie, I was not impressed, but I love the ending of the EFAP in it that we EFAP last night. But your documentary is better. Well, listen, okay, I'm gonna say something might get me in trouble with some people, but I'm gonna say it because fuck it, I don't care. So, Mikey Nemore's documentary was cool. Nice crash course in CG, entertaining as hell. I watched it so many times. Um, and for normies, it's probably the best because it cuts out a lot of the BS. It cuts away from like all the details and just gives like a straight summary of events that happen in CG, or overall summary. But it does leave out important details, a lot of CG lore, which is where my documentary comes into play, where I include a lot of details, including like the Rob Casey stuff, um, the Nick Barucci stuff. What else? The CG Jumpstart stuff, the Pit stuff, and then of course my separate Pit documentary, which went more in detail about that situation. Um, So I think my documentary and Mikey Moore's documentary are that's really all you need in terms of the history of CG. Mikey Moore's is the nice crash course, mine is the more detailed version of it. The one that was put out recently by 90s Router, who was I guess he's with the CG church guys, whatever. I watched that recently, and I'm like, this is not a documentary. First of all, he got a lot of things wrong. Number one, um, number two, he again leaves out a lot of important detail and lore. And number three, it was a shameless plug for whatever bullshit imprint they're doing, whatever. And it's like, um, yeah, that's not a documentary. So it's really only Mikey Moore's documentary and my documentary. Those are the only two that you really need to see if you want to know what CG is and what happened in CG and the tomfoolery that led to where we're at today. Mine is more detailed, but you can't go wrong with either one. The Game from Mars' video, I would posit is not even a Comicsgate documentary. It's just a documentary about the comic industry stuff that led to the creation of CG. I would say that that part alone is probably all you need to watch in that documentary. The CG stuff is just way too summarized and just leaves out a lot of information. It's not even accurate. Like he did get the timeline wrong. Like he said that he made it out to be like Richard C. Meyer was doing Jawbreakers well after the the whole Mark Waid thing, and I think he said something to that effect. Like, no, that happened before the Mark Waid stuff, and also Mark Waid's war with Richard C. Meyer was not. It didn't start with the Antarctic Press stuff. It happened well before that when Richard C. Meyer was at a Comic Con, and Mark Waid was on Twitter organizing his troops to like, hey, we got to go to the con and get this guy. So he was organizing an army to harass Richard C. Meyer. So that happened well before the Antarctic Press stuff. That was they was beefing even before that. So, but he didn't include that in his video. So I'm like, yeah, that's not exactly accurate. That part of the CG stuff. So, oh wait, I'm getting a warning. KSS says, watch out, bat sauces. I know. I saw bat sauce. I'm trying to be calm and collected because if not, I might be ended. I might be ended because he does bring, as bat sauce says, he brings the one true criticism. So I'm afraid. So are you gonna protect me, helmet?
I have a question.
It'll be nice if you answer my question. Are you gonna protect me? Yes or no?
It depends on if you answer my question.
Okay. What's your question?
This Moon guy who did the last documentary about CG, is that a lefty?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know.
Because he comes off like a lefty and he looks like a lefty, and the documentary is kind of part of lefty.
So I'm gonna answer that in a second, but let me read K says this comment. He says, Elasman, after watching the documentary, there was a pause of silence followed by Shane saying, what the F? He made it sound like CG is dead. I know. They're in denial. They really are. Um, okay, I think I'm caught up in the chat. Okay. Okay. So I got that vibe he was a lefty, but he didn't seem like extreme or radical lefty. Like he did seem like he did give credence to some of the main issues that happened with the comics with the race swapping and the gender swapping. What he kind of did not really get right was when he talked about Miss Marvel getting 7 printings, and he made it seem like that was a successful book. And it's like that's not how the comic industry works. Like the comic companies will request a certain number of printings, but that's not reflective of the actual sales. So they were pushing these, they were forcing these books, even though the books weren't selling well. So that was the thing, and that's why a lot of comic shops went out of business because they had a backlog of books they couldn't get off their shelf. Nobody was buying them. So just because it goes into 7 or 8 printings doesn't mean that it was doing well, and also the TV shows kind of reflect the fact that these characters and these IP stories are not they don't resonate with anybody. Like who's the audience for these people? And I think he did make that point in the video. So I think he was trying to be fair to both sides. So I don't think he was at all like being biased at all. I don't believe that. Now he's gonna obviously have a left leaning slant, but I didn't get the vibe he was biased. I really did not. I for the most part I was pleasantly surprised by the research that was done for the stuff in the comic book portion of the video. Now, of course, he kind of dropped the ball with the CG stuff, and I'm guessing he used Wikipedia to get that information. And Wikipedia, and I did my video on the Wikipedia stuff with Comicsgate, biased to the core, totally omits and leaves out a lot of information, and makes claims that it can't back up. And I showed this in my video. So because of that, his version of the documentary of CG's existence is going to be limited and biased. I know some people are going to say, well, your video, Elias, is biased. My video is backed up by evidence and backed up by receipts. And it's one of the reasons why people resonate, is because I show the receipts. Now, obviously, I do have a bias against CG, but that doesn't mean I'm going to misrepresent CG as well. Like, it was what it was in the beginning, and what it was in the beginning ain't what it is now. So I'm not going to just go back and say, oh, CG was always bad, because that's not how I felt, and there were good things about it back then. But I'm also not going to be like, oh, it's okay to slander and misrepresent what it was, because that ain't cool either. That's kind of fucked. Richie Dube says, did an Englishman write Lobo? Must have most Yank stuff is garbage. It's about the comic, or Lobo's appearance in the Supergirl film. KSS, the gamer from Mars ironically said cisgender male. He's 100% a lefty, and he's gushed over. Yeah, I heard. I was like, yeah, he's using that label. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a lefty, but as someone as right as I am, I wasn't really upset at all with the video. I was just annoyed that he misrepresented CG, because again, he's left out a lot of information. And as with a lot of these um, critics do when they cover Comicsgate, they leave a lot of information out. They leave a lot of figures out, a lot of events out. So, um, but I've liked the Game of Mars and stuff for the most part. I think I think for the most part, he's done good. Not great, but he's done good. So you know, that's what I would say about that. Um, let's see. Richie Dupe says, not just books, out of storage. Okay. Okay, I'm just catching up with the chat. You guys are. I wish I could highlight the chats, but again, my social ninja thing is just not working. So I gotta retool that. Some persons, a bias could also be from observing evidence. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people observing the stuff that happened in CG could come away with a viewpoint that could be seen as leftist. But can we look at what's happened in the last couple of years and say that what we were putting out there was proper? Like, we were presenting ourselves in a proper way? I don't think we can. I don't think we could say that. Omega Man 99 with racist emojis. Thankfully, I'm not going to highlight that. I'm not going to highlight Omega Man. Not going to do that. KS says, I listen when you put. Okay, let me read that. Oh, that's Kirk Fascist. I'm sorry, I misrepresented it. It's not Kisley. It's Fascist Kirk. Forgive me, Fascist Kirk. I misrepresented you. You said, I listen when you put Speak to Power, your documentaries exposing hypocrisy, but there is so much time in the day, and the attention of a viewer is currency. Again, I get that, and you know, my specific documentary is for a certain select group of people that can spare 3.5 hours of their time and watch it. But it's good to it was good for me to document the stuff that actually happened, because no one else is going to document it. A lot of what I covered. So I'll take the spears. Why not? I got to skip forward the chat, because then we're never going to get ahead there. But I see you guys wanted to talk about the Gaming from Mars stuff. So Gaming from Mars should have covered the Oz show. That would have been fun. Yeah, a lot of these critics don't do that. They don't do that. Some person says it's kind of like Pot Awful. He's got the spirit for it, but he's got some things wrong. Yeah, I mean, Pot Awful. He's more of a shit stirrer than anything. So his job isn't to document. His job is just to stir shit. That's what he does. Not a bad thing. That's an observation. Timothy Olsen says, even if it was poorly researched, the doc shook EVS more than the last man's doc, even though his was better researched. That was weird. Like, I watched the EFAP. Like, that's weird how they reacted to it. Because for the most
I
part,
mean, I have an
what's up?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I have an explanation for that, maybe.
Okay, good. Let's hear it.
Thing is, at the time where you releasing your documentaries, CG was in another state than it is now. Now CG is totally in shambles, and Fat Man's ego is also scrambling. So he takes those chaps a lot more personal than before.
That's a good point.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very good point. So So basically, what you're saying is because of the state Confiscate is in now, it's in a worse shape than before. It's like rubbing salt in the wound.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
At the
get that.
time when you did those documentaries, everybody of those crap assholes kind of got along still
Mhm.
and weren't in such disarray that they are now in, with Anna going and Cecil kind of going,
Yeah.
and it's only a fat man Shane Davis and a whiny bitch John Malin.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's the cause.
That makes sense. That now that I think about it, that actually makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna definitely go with that. Okay. So let me go ahead and get some runes ready. Yeah, because I maybe I should have did a stream on that. Maybe I should have just is it window capture? Yeah. Let me see. Hold on, I'm just getting the window ready. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I got the window open for the images I want to show you guys. So I'll put it right. I'll put it over me, so that way you don't got to worry about my face, because apparently my face is offensive to you people, to you spirit truckers. So fine, be that way. So there we go. Okay. So that's an image by George Wolinski. We're gonna go into that right now, but before I do that, let me just continue um more. So on the chat, Manticore says, because Elijah was standing on truth and observation. And Fascist Kirk says, the question I failed to ask, why did you stop? Did you get a talking to? Did you run out of content? Or did you get threatened with a lawsuit? Or did you change your... No, I didn't stop, Fascist Kirk. I was waiting. I got some content. So I'm still doing it. I told you. I don't know if he was here earlier, but I'm doing the Dungeoneer stuff. I'm doing the CG Unity stuff. I had a video that I did on criticism, but I'm holding off on that one. So I didn't stop. It's just there's only so much material you can cover over and over before it gets boring, and I prefer people to go back and actually look at the stuff I've done and use it as reference for when people talk shit to you about your criticism. You just show them the receipts. The other thing too, and I didn't talk about this in public, and I'm scared to even say it now, but fuck it, I'll say it. Is it was approaching the anniversary of Stephanie's passing, and I wasn't gonna mix any retardation with the memory of that. So I said I'm gonna take a break from the a logging or the from the documentation and just you know lay low, do my work on my drawings until I go back into the documentary.
You to show the chat your chef Boyardee.
Okay, so um, I've been told that I got to show my Chef Boyardee. So here we go. So here's the rice. There's the rice, and here some lovely tacos that was made by Lady Shadowban. I said I would delicious though. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Very good. It's delicious. So that's waiting for me after the stream. But she did a great job, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's why I temporarily halted. I'm going back into it. I just explained what I'm doing. So I'm going right back into it. So I'm not stopping. I just need a break like everybody else. But I'm going right back into it. Some person says what's important is growing the indie comics community. There are small groups scattered throughout YouTube, like say there's Circworks, Art Labs, and he and some other comic creators are in their own group. See, that's the thing. It's so splintered, the indie comic scene. It's so splintered now than more than before now. So and I find that with when it comes to like my Pumpkin Warpatch, like we're over 50% funded. I was at John's Longbox stream the other day, and I got a couple backers. So thank shout out to John's Longbox. But we're only over 50%. So I need to get like 8 or 9 more backers, and then I'm funded. So if you haven't backed in the chat, you're getting 2 issues. By the way, let me show you this before I even go on. I'm decided for the first issue, which initially was a Nash can. I'm redoing the art in the first issue for some panels, and then I'm adding more um, dialogue. So if you got the Ash can, the first issue is going to be retooled, so it's going to be a slightly different book than before. So in case you're wondering if you had to back it, but I would definitely like if you wanted to. Yeah, I can't show that page because I do include a little bit more risque stuff now in this version. Um, but yeah, I'm retooling it a bit, so Let me show. Actually, I'm gonna just show. I'm posted the artwork in the Kickstarter. Actually, I'm gonna show it right now because I have the Kickstarter open. So let me lower the Discord because it's confusing me with the OBS. So I included yeah, this is the cover for issue 1, and there we go. So I this is one of the newest pieces of art that I did for the Pumpkin Warpatch issue 1.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be more dialogue in it. And let me show you a page. Okay, I'm gonna show you a page from issue 2. I was debating it, but I was like, let me show it. Here we go. Okay. Let me open up let me close this window. Okay, let me show it here. That is Wolinksi art. Before I show that, let me show there we go. This is a page from Pumpkin Warpatch, issue 2. Actually, you know, why am I enlarging? I could just enlarge the panel from the photo executable file because it'll be easier to do that than hold on. Let me close this window. Yes. Let me try it again. Okay. So let me show you this. Try image. Okay. There we go. Okay. There it is. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'll just enlarge it from this here. So I'm kind of giving away something here with this is from issue 2, Church of the Cow. But this is a page where, and you won't know the reference, so you got to read the story. But this is where she meets Divine Mother, and Divine Mother is going over um, her sacred family tree of men that she had relations with, and gave her beautiful children. And I'm like going balls to the wall with the art on this one. So this is from the second issue, and I had fun drawing this page. I'm like, you know what? I'm going balls to the wall on this one. I don't give a fuck what people think. I'm just gonna have fun and just draw it. So um, I'm like, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this. So now, Mads Panda says, I remember you said you weren't a big fan of retroactively changing already published art. Did you change your mind? Tweak it, change the story, or even no? What I'm doing because that first issue was just an ash can. It wasn't really meant to be anything beyond that. But since I'm doing the series with that book being the first issue, I'm like, let me just touch it up a bit to match the art and the consistency of the story and the tone. So since I'm advertising more comedy in the story, I want to add a little more comedy in this issue. But I figure if I'm going to do that, let me just pick up the art in some of the panels a little bit. Now, I'm not doing the whole book, just some panels. But I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. So, man, of course, says, why did my YouTube settings open then when you pulled that up? Huh? I don't know. What sorcery? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Manicore. So maybe you're the sorcerer. Maybe you're the warlock. I think you are. I think you are. Totally. Let me go back to Wolinski. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to talk about Wolinski and the artwork. So there is Georges Wolinski, Belgian French artist, um, and he started his career submitting publications over to uh, Harakiri. I talked about that. That's one of the magazines that was popular in the Franco-Belgian scene, and a lot of his stuff that he published were considered politically oriented as well as erotic. Now I let's see, and he did a couple of art pieces for strips. I'm not reading that's French, but in the English version they were called "They Only Think of One Thing." That's one series of comics he did, and then there invented stories and hit parades were two others that he did. Now the artwork that I got was let me show you this. This is one of his more recent stuff, and by recent I mean towards the later end of his life. But this is that is supposed to be Jacques Chirac. If you guys remember Jacques Chirac, he was the president of France during the 2000 early 2000s, and There he is with the yeah, and I'm guessing that he was not a fan of Jacques Chirac, or as I used to call him, Jerk Chirac. But that means let me not go there. Anyway, yes, this is I'm not pronouncing this because it's French. So if you want to pronounce it, go ahead. But the translation for this is "I don't want to die an idiot." A series of strips he did, and it became a collected volume. That's an example of his artwork there. Let me bring up the pop-up chat a little bit here. There we go. So that means I should bring up the window a little bit. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, just do it that way. That way you guys can see the chat. Man, because I'm watching you, D word boy. Well, I hope you are because I need the views. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. But I'd rather you just go ahead and I should put this up here. I'd rather go ahead and back the book. If you haven't backed the Pumpkin Warpatch, please go ahead and do it. I'm over 50% funded. We got like 25 days left or something like that. I don't know, but something to that effect. Yeah, there it is. Like and subscribe. I just wanted to excuse the show that because it's awesome to show. Matter of fact, I dig the full color. Was it strictly a creative decision, or did you do it since Pumpkin Warpatch is a lower page count, so you don't have to color hundreds of pages like in your graphic novel? It's both. Well, you know, it's more creative. I like color. I like coloring. You know, I'm a fan of the Bruce Timm DC animated universe, and I love how they color their the characters. So, following that model, I'm like, I want to color it in that style because it's just fun to look at. So that's why I did Pumpkin Warpatch like that. But the link is pinned in the chat, so um, the trick is pronouncing French is removing half the letters. Oh no, it's Jabbage. Jabbage is in the chat. He says, oh, "Hello, Lasman. How are you, sir?" I don't know, Jabbage. I'm not replying to you. You're a monster and you're brutal. You're an evil man. I don't know if I should reply to you ever. I mean, ever. You're such a bastard. Majorly a bastard. Anyway, he totally took me off guard. But yeah, this is not dying idiot. And here's another example of the artwork. Very similar to like some of the other artists you've shown before. Very Sunday strip, New York Sunday strip, Sunday comic strip style oriented. Now, you know, some people will look at this, like they'll look at this here, and they'll say, "Oh, is that a fairy tale behind this girl?" And it's like, you guys are really dumb. You really can't decipher what someone is trying to be stylistic in their art and stylistic in their inking. We have to nitpick every little detail because my art criticism. But yeah, they will look at her and say, "Hey, that looks like a funny a bunny a furry bunny tail." I'm like, "No, it's not." But you know, you do you, boo, as they say. Now this one is what is this one? This one is from oh, here we go. How do you pronounce that one? I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat will pronounce it, but this is another one of his works. This is one of his collected works as well. You can see
Je
the
ne vais. Oh Gott.
there you go.
Il n'est pas que la politique dans la vie. Am I right? Did I pronounce that right?
I think you pronounced it better than me.
Oh, I hate the French. And what I hate more is Canadians who speak French. That's double gay.
Well, thanks to you, now the Vegeta are mating for Canada, so good job on you for that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see here. Anybody in the chat? Oh yeah, Lady Shadowban says don't forget to hit the like button. Please do. Rigid Doom says translate it Aladdin. I didn't get a chance to translate this. Listen, I don't want to translate this. I know V means life. Dans la vie. That means the life. The political life. La politique dans la vie. Jabbage says, I thought you spoke Spanish. I'm not French, That's French. That's French, Jabbage. France is not Spanish. You freaking racist. From the guy that hates the pikeys, he's gonna come in here and mix me up with the frogs. Are you serious? You racist? I hate racism. I really do. People don't understand me. This is also from La Politique dans la Vie. And no, I'm not translating any of this. You just got to look at the pretty pictures and appreciate the style with which Wolinski was drawing. I guarantee some gooning was happening with this. Not with me, but I'm guaranteeing somebody did back in the day. He's another one of Wolinski's collected works. Foul d'Amour. Fou d'Amour. I know what D'Amour means. D'Amour means love, of love. So, see, I'm smart, Jabbage. I'm smart. I really am. Now, this one I did translate. This is Le Banhua es un meter. I said it wrong, but I don't care. But I think it's translated to where is it? Where's my notes at here? I think it means what the heck did I have it?
Oh, did you watch that Paralyzed now?
Oh wait, because I translated happiness is a profession. There we go. Okay, I translated in the file name. Happiness is a profession. That's the translation of this title here. I'm wondering if somebody's gonna pick up on the style for a second because nobody has yet. Oh wait, Georgina Floyd's in the chat. Hello, Georgina Floyd, my lovely. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Some person says I got the French version of Charlie Hebdo, their 20th anniversary. The French don't hold back. Yeah, actually, when I was researching Wolinski, they talked about that 20th anniversary edition, and I'm pretty sure like they have words to say, especially after the incident. We'll talk about that in a bit. That incident that happened in at Charlie Hebdo back in 2015. Yes, and I think that's Urdu. I get foreign insults mixed up, says Richie Dupe. So yeah, this is also from Happiness is a Profession. Again, I ain't translating any of this. Just look at the pretty pictures.
I like the popping colors.
Colors are beautiful in this one. The white is so vibrant. So absolutely vibrant. I dig it. Totally dig it. And here is this is one of the best of. One of his strips from the best of. Where he experimented with color here. And yeah, you can see that there's definitely a lot of erotic content in terms of how he depicts the women. Shamelessly, I may add. But that's good for us, I guess. I don't know. Richie Dube says the art is simple, but pervy's plenty. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I was thinking when I was doing when I'm doing my Pumpkin Warpatch comic, it's like, yeah, you might have the same observation about my Pumpkin Warpatch books. A bit pervy, but simple, but not as simple as Walensky's though. Simple enough that it gets the job done. But just like with Walensky and other creators, other artists like him, I also have a heavy reliance on the text because it helps tell the story, especially with punchlines. So I used to love Andy Capp. I used to read Andy Capp too. I don't remember much of him now, but I definitely have more embellished in me. Hagar the Horrible, Beetle Bailey, those strips. So I know a lot of my peers they're bigger Far Side fans. Doonesbury. There's a lot of that among my peers. So yeah, that's that. Um, Here's more from the Le Meilleur. That means the best of Le Meilleur de Wolinski. See, I translated some of this, so you should get me. I should get something for it. So Abel Mikhail, I guess, was the guy that compiled it. But yeah, this is all Wolinski's art. Pretty good stuff. And I think that's the yeah. Actually, I didn't show the bottom half of this page. I was busy focused on the top half that we didn't show the bottom half. Well, we did show the of the page. I mean, not the. You saw what I did.
Oh my god, I pulled my wing.
There we go. Oh wait, never mind. I can't show that part. Okay. Yes, we
Mhm.
can show that part. Yep. Let's go back to the part that won't get me struck on YouTube. There we go. There we go. So awesome. Yeah, we'll stick on that for now, so you guys can observe the art and observe how he uses the text in this one. Um, Richie Dupe says, with a lot of art, you only need a suggestion and your mind fills in the blanks. Oh yeah, totally, absolutely. Richie Dupe says, that's my ex right there. I want to ask. KSS says, Eliza, why are you showing French comics of women What? Oh no, I don't think. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't part. No. I don't think she was doing that. I don't think she was putzing Sisyphus. God, I wish I could freaking highlight the chat. This sucks. I hate that OBS just decided no, my son, no, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. So 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 here, let's see.
Which year was this guy active?
He was active up until 2015.
No, I mean, uh, what
Oh
was his high time where he was the most productive?
I think in the
Or did it
70s,
start?
in the like in the 70s, 80s, 60s, like from the 60s to the 80s is where he was most productive and was most active. And then
That's
yeah. So that was his like
that,
his go ahead.
that's not surprising if you are firm with the French comedic cinema in that time, because that's exactly the flavor that he uses for his comic strips. If you watched movies from Louis de Funès or Pierre Richard,
Right,
you can see that kind of comedy. A goofy guy with a good looking woman,
right.
some sexual innuendo uh, gags. And yeah, that's the French flavor, especially of the 60s and the 70s
Yeah. Yeah.
cinema.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what I got from that too. So yeah. Yeah. Definitely that humor which was consistent during that time from a lot of artists too. He wasn't the only one that was doing that. That had that freedom of being not shocking, but definitely overtly erotic. So yeah, that totally makes sense. So yeah. But anyway, the chat's saying we need a poll. That's KSS. Was the French lady for I am not gonna put a poll on that one. What's wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with Sisyphus? Do you have any shame in your life, Sisyphus? Any? God. Richie Dupe says queefing so hard that Merkin. You guys are sick. That's not what I saw. Some person says there's a series of books called Sex and Horror. It's all Italian artists painting B movie posters and comic art. The artist focused in the first book is Emmanuel Taglietti. So yeah, there you go. There
You
you
know
go.
what farting is called in French?
I'm afraid to ask, but I've opened up the door. So tell me, what is it called in French?
Peter.
Pater?
Peter is a fart. In
That's
German,
not
it's
so.
Furz.
Flit? Flitz?
The German word for fart is Furz.
Flitz?
Furz.
Flitz?
Furz. Furz.
Flitz? Flitz?
Furz.
Flitz? Okay. 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 Um. Okay. That was a. Okay. Um. Okay, it says the French comedies of the late 1960s to the 70s were like Woody Allen movies and Benny Hill, except with more farting. Fuzz women, fuzz. Big fan of Benny Hill though. I love Benny Hill as a kid. I wasn't allowed to watch it, but so guess what? I watched it. So, um, okay, guys, we're gonna deviate from the bodily stuff because you guys are just going in a dark direction. You're going in a dark space that we cannot get out of. You guys, the chat are sick. Get out of it. This is a stream about indie comic artists who will be considered crap in this space, but they're not because they actually knew what they were doing, and I hone in on their spirits. Speaking of which, yes, I'm gonna shill again. Wait, where's my campaign? I have my campaign open because it went to the editing section. That's it. That's why. Here we go. Okay, okay. Let's go back to shilling for Pumpkin Warpatch. Yeah, I need to get up to 500. I'm at 282 now. I just need another 218 bucks, and I funded. So you got one or two issues. I mean, honestly, if you backed the first issue, which was the Ash Can, you may as well just back it again because you're gonna get some more updated art, some better dialogue, funny dialogue. You get stuff like this. So, you're gonna want to back it because why not? Why not? Wait, the chat's good. Let me just. I see that it is. Actually, no, I can probably open it up in a new window, right? There we go. There you go. There's the heroine, Pumpkin Warpatch. Because why not? Why not? KSS at last. I'm not reading that KSS. I'm not reading. You know what? You're sick. I'm just talking and having a conversation, and you're bringing up past trauma. Stop it. So, what was this book about to some person? You talking about my book? So if you've read my Road Warrior Drake graphic novels, this takes place sometime after the second graphic novel, Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. Although the first issue does some callbacks to both Street Champion Road Warrior Drake and Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake, but those books don't mention Road Warrior Drake himself. They'll talk about some of the events that occurred in those graphic novels, but they don't mention Drake himself because since Road Warrior Drake is a bit more lighthearted, I kind of didn't want to. I didn't want to like do a direct connection, but it's definitely in the same universe and same canon. But the Pumpkin Warpatch comics are a bit more adult oriented. And yes, if you've been watching the Indie Comic Outlier streams and looking at some of these comic artists and how they've experimented with eroticism and comedy and satire, that is what I'm doing with Pumpkin Warpatch. So no punches hold, and I'm just totally exercising my freedom as an artist in the indie scene to do what I want to do without any inhibition. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with Pumpkin Warpatch. Um, so yeah, so I just need to get to 500. We got how many days in the campaign left? We got 24 days left. I had 24 days to get to 500. I had 2 backers at John's Long Box stream last week, so I need to get like 9 more, and then we funded, and then I can get these books out to my customers, which will be the books will be done by the time the campaign ends. They'll go to the printers, and boom, they should be fulfilled in February. But that's only if I get funded. So if you haven't backed it, you should go ahead and back it. You can get the first issue by itself. You can get the second issue by itself, but why would you want to do that? Just get them both together. $30. So I have 1 backer for 1 issue, right? Oh no, I have 1 backer. Oh no, I have 1 backer for the no. I have 7 backers for the 2 issues, and the 1 for issue number 2. So I would just say get issue 2. Get both issues. Even if you back the Ash Can, it's still going to be a separate. It's its own different type of book. So absolutely. So let's see if we can get a backer. I'm not gonna do the whole we're not leaving until we get a backer because that's weird. I'm not doing that. No, let's just I'll mention it, but we'll move forward with the content of the stream. KS says last match. Head cold while listening to last match blather on end is difficult. How does Lady shut up and do it? He deserves a medal. Stop grooming my lady, Christopher. Stop grooming her, Kissy. Stop grooming her.
See, the thing, he talks to you guys more than me, so I really don't have to put up with it that much.
See, that's our secret. That's our secret. So yeah, there we go. Oh wait, is the pop up chat in front of me? I should be no. Yes, I'm gonna stay behind the pop up chat because you guys will complain if I move it. So there we go. Anything you want to add, Kizifus, before we move forward? I mean, Helmet. I'm sorry, I called you Kizifus. I shouldn't have said that. Is there anything you want to add before we move forward?
For what? I couldn't understand your gibberish.
Yes. Oh wait, my thing got stuck. There we go. Sorry, I didn't hear you. My audio got disconnected, so I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I didn't understand what you said before.
I asked you. I asked you. I've been nothing but respectful to you.
Yeah.
I asked you, do you have any final words on the topics we discussed before we move forward?
Which one? The farting, the pissing, or the
No,
French?
not that. I'm talking. Okay. No, I'm talking about. Um, the George Wolinski artwork. Um, the uh, the documentary that Gamer from Mars put out there. Um, among other things, the actual conversations, not the bodily stuff that was put in the chat.
You must excuse me. I have selective listening to the stuff that you are saying.
So what you're saying is you have nothing to add.
No, because you talk too much gobbledygook, and I have to filter
You know
what
what they
is
say, nobody
essential
gives a
and what
Hummer
is
like a
crap.
gummer.
You made me do that.
Yeah, I do that.
Richie Dupe is saying Kissifus. Yeah, that's Kissy's name. That's KSS's name. Kissifus. Sometimes it's just Kissifus when he gets really insulting. Cause he be like that. I don't respect his name. I don't. So I'm gonna call him that. Anyway, you're looking at a dialogue between me and some guy on X. Why? Because uh there were okay. So if you guys remember a few weeks back, we did an indie comic out live stream on Johnny Ryan, the creator of Fuck My Son. It's a weirdly named comic, but yeah, he did that comic, and then that comic became a movie, and we showed pieces of the trailer from that movie, and we had a conversation about it. Well, apparently it's come out. Well, that's come out. I guess it's been out for a minute, but now I'm here. I'm seeing it on X that he allegedly used AI in the movie. So I got into this back and forth with this person here because he says the movie was stuffed with AI slop. Nothing is safe from this stupid bullshit, and now I feel extremely depressed. So I simply asked him. I said, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if I'll see it, but I said, but I did a live stream a few weeks back where I profiled Johnny Ryan and his comics. How exactly was AI used in the movie? So he says, it's used throughout the entire movie. There is an intro to the film and it shows people sitting in theater seats, all of which are made with AI. The opening credits and title card are AI. There's at least three different AI songs used: AI animated characters, AI logos, AI special effects. So I asked him again. I asked, my question would be, how was the use of AI in the scenes you mentioned different from using CGI? Not trolling, just asking legitimately.
Well, it takes human effort. Why?
And then he says, genuinely do not know what you're trying to ask. They didn't use CGI. They used AI. Like went into Sora and typed, quote unquote, old man sitting in a theater. The director's Instagram page is filled with AI slop he's made, including for FMS promo. So I asked, I know what I'm asking is, in your opinion, what would the difference be between using AI versus CGI? Is the fact that it was done on an app like Sora? I'm asking around to get people's opinion on this. And then he replies, AI is unequivocally evil. It's immoral. It's disastrous for the planet. You're asking remarkably stupid questions. So he got a little fresh here, so I had to push back on him. I said, so I wasn't being rude to you. I was simply asking because I'm planning on doing a show on it and I wanted an opinion on it. And that's the thing I found with some artists is they're so anti AI, they get very pissy and very fresh. And that kind of behavior and attitude will actually drive people away from whatever you're trying to endorse. It might actually push them towards the AI stuff. So maybe consider that your behavior when you're anti AI can turn people off. So learn how to have a conversation, learn how to discuss and actually answer questions for thoughtful, meaning conversation than being all pissy about it. So then he says, it's not that complicated. Well, apparently it's complicated for him, but he says AI is bad for all the reasons it's bad. It steals from artists. It's incapable of making anything beautiful. It's bad for the planet. It's bad for workers. It wastes taxpayers' money. It increases energy prices. It promotes laziness and illiteracy, etc. Well, so basically saying that it's the end of the world. So I just replied with a link to the article, which we're going to look at. But before I show the article, let me get y'all's opinions in the chat. So let me see what y'all in the chat have to say. Let me bring up the pop-up chat here. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Let me go up a bit. Yeah, Tim Mo says what a gross title. Yeah, it is. Like even I'm having trouble saying that title, but yeah, it is what it is. What's the basic plot? Ask everybody. Let's Cthulhu. It's a woman who kidnaps these girls for the purpose of them having sex with her deformed son. That's the plot. So yeah. Richard Dube says it's not AI though, no matter how many times that lie is relayed. Okay, so Richard Dube is saying what the article we're going to read is confirming. So he says it's not AI though. Okay, so there's that. I couldn't go to a theater, says KSS, and ask or say, we need 2 tickets for Fuck My Son. It's self-regulating algo, says Richard Dupe. Okay. Candace says it's the anti-AI. AI here stands for Elizabeth's Inquisition. Go to hell, Casey! Anyway, Tim Olsen says, is it possible to play around with it and still not consider it to be real art? So that's a good question, Tim Olsen. Is it possible to use AI and not consider it to be art? So the question then begs is, it's a tool. Can you use it as a tool and not get people so riled up to thinking that you shouldn't be using it because you're quote unquote stealing from other people? Well, let's look at the article in question first. This one's a bit more new. This is from Variety. So let's show this one here. So, F. My Son director Todd Rohal clarifies generative AI use in film after Toronto Film Fest debut. Okay, so this is from Variety from September 29th, 2025. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna just go to the part where he talks about the AI. I'm not gonna read all this stuff. Okay. So after the screening, several letterbox reviews and social media messages popped up criticizing the film for its use of AI, which has become a recent point of discussion among genre fans. Rohal has included an AI explainer in the press notes for the film. But in order to what he says is that he gave out a press release for the film and discusses the scenes where he actually uses the AI. So he's actually specific about it. But in order to clarify his message on a complex topic directly with moviegoers, the director shared his detailed breakdown with Variety. That way, audiences will be clear how and why it was used before they saw the film. So let's go down to it. So he says here, well, this is the writer of the article. It can be difficult to discern when and where generative AI might be used in a movie. So here's a short guide to what was made with AI and what was created using traditional computer effects in our movie. He says, this is the director, Todd Rohal. I created a lot of the post visual effects and animation myself using a mix of different tools and software. For the more complicated visual effects needs, bloods, liquids, pukes, smoke, steam, explosions, and water removal, I relied on professional visual effects artists at Suplex Effects in Atlanta, Teaspoon Effects in LA, Seattle, Light Buddy Studios in Seattle, and independent effects artists and friends in Austin, LA, and Georgia. I gave these folks all of the post production money that I had, and I took on the task of completing the 200 plus visual effects shots that remained. Otherwise, I served as the sole editor and post production department of the movie using Avid Media, Composer, Adobe Photoshop, After Effects, Blender, DaVinci Resolve, and assets from Action Visual Effects on my desktop Mac in our home spare bedroom. Now, here's where he goes into the AI. I create AI images in the following spots of the film. The AMC style cinema rules. Initially, the idea was to recreate the Regal Cinema Rollers roller coaster animation that plays before their shows, which has quote unquote evolved over the years with various incarnations of perfectly bad CGI animation. I am sure that Regal Cinemas is working on an updated AI roller coaster intro as I type this. I instead opted for a shorter version of the AMC Movie Lovers set of rules that will be made with AI versions of film noir, sci fi, Ben Hur, and vaudeville movie tropes. This felt like an appropriate use of AI because, well, AMC is likely making something like this as well, and this felt like an appropriately accurate way to portray the current state of cinema. Digital projectors projecting digital images of digital people in a pathetic effort to hearken to the glory days of all things analog. And then he says the Pervo version audience shots. This is another use of the AI. The movie theater pre-show guide uses AI generated images of an audience using the Pervo Vision and Nude Block dual technologies. AI was used here because this was set up to look as if it's being presented by a Christian tech company, and a Christian tech company would happily use AI to sell their product. It would have been easier for me to shoot these shots with some friends, as the AI platforms would not allow for me to generate anything with the word Pervo in the images. So I had to composite that text back onto each image with that text. The Meaty Mates. The initial Meaty Mates animation seen in Bernice's iPad was created by animator Cable Harding using traditional hand-drawn 2D animation for the show's opening sequence. For the sequences where the Meaty Mates became real, I wanted them to resemble a modern cheapo VeggieTales type show, something that felt like a contemporary or futuristic version of what a YouTube kids show might utilize. At first, I tried Blender, the same software used in the movie Flow, but my results felt too dated and clean. I then tried Adobe's now outdated Mixamo animation tools, which were fun, but I ultimately settled on using a mixture of AI tools, Midjourney, Kling, Sora, and Flux, to create the characters based on the 2D drawings remade, training the AI models with my own original art drawings and images photos of meat and guts for my local Tacoma butcher shop, and then creating a basic set of character motions with Kling. None of these AI tools could completely create and animate the characters the way that was needed, so I spent months stitching all of the characters together one at a time, separately compositing each of their mouths and eyes, and creating my own animation workflow in Adobe's After Effects to get them all to work together, composite them into our production footage, sync their voices, and make them appear to interact. My thinking was by the time Fuck My Son was complete, these AI tools will be at a point where fully animated shows will be possible and resemble what I created. But at the time of this writing, fall of 2025, I think that things aren't quite yet to that point yet. Other instances of the AI used for shots in the movie that either call back or reference the above sequences, the opening titles, preview the media mate world to come, Pervo Vision audiences, yeah, and this is pretty much it. So yeah. So apart from these sequences, what you're seeing on screen was either created practically by special effects legend Robert Kurtzman, or by visual effects artists mentioned prior. So anyway, so I'm gonna read the chat. Well, before I read the chat, Helmet, what do you think about what I just read?
AI is okay with me if it's used to bolster your own stuff, and in small doses.
Right.
But if you use AI solely, like a certain douchebag who start in shoe store cuck porn with his fucking book, the comic book, then it gets ridiculous.
You're talking about Regency Meyer, I assume.
Yeah, I avoid to say his name because that's a bad omen.
I got you. So I'll respect that. Let's see. Let me go to the chat for a second. Okay, so Richie Dupe says the AI can save a lot of time doing crappy tasks no human would willingly want to do. Coding is like preparing oneself for execution. KS says, I like the fact that people are freaking out over AI rather than seeing the movie called F My Son. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No comment. Everybody's Cthulhu says when Power Rangers would just reuse the same transform scenes, would using AI for unique scenes be better or worse? Interesting question. AI threatens a lot of people's crappy coding jobs, says Richie Dupe. So bottom line is, says Tim Olson, is he's using all kinds of stuff. Yeah, because initially it was said that AI was used throughout the entire movie. He's saying it's not, and he's being specific about where it was used versus where other visual effects artists and practical effects artists were used. So he was very specific on how and why it was used. Oh, damn it, help! I'm trying to be serious here.
That's
Oh
not
no, wait,
me. That's another annoying guy.
is that Primathor?
Yes.
Damn it, Primathor!
What? What is it?
I'm trying to be serious
Man?
here.
What are you guys talking about?
I'm trying to be
You
serious here. Oh, is that my freaking camera?
You try to be super serial? Okay.
I'm trying to be serious.
By the way, that was a great screenshot of your face. We need to go back and take a picture of that.
No, we're not gonna go back to that because you're not gonna derail my stream. I'm trying to have a serious conversation and you're derailing it. Son of a
No,
bitch.
your audience is bored and they need to be entertained. You know Testy's
If they're
rules.
bored, they wouldn't be interacting like they're interacting with me right now, Primathor. They're having fun. They're being entertained and they're being enlightened.
Here. I'm gonna do the test to you. Have you sold a book today?
Not yet.
Well, you need to sell one today. I'm not gonna be
I do.
happy until I see it go up.
I want yes. So Prime is issuing a challenge to you guys in the chat. He says he wants to see a backer for Pumpkin Warpatch today. I would like to see a backer for Pumpkin.
I want people to share that link on Facebook, Twitter, True Social. You do it everywhere you can. I want a last bet to be at 500 for New Year's. 500.
Do you share the link on your Facebook, Primathor?
I can.
So you're suggesting people do what you haven't done yet?
You just told me to do it, so you didn't tell me to do it.
I thought you would do it. I thought you were sharing the link, Primathor.
I'm sorry. You want me to go share the link out? I'll go share the link out. Okay.
I
I will do that for you. Okay.
I don't want you to share the link. I want you to actively like talk about it and talk about how great it is what we're doing. How great it is.
Agee, I already backed the book. I put a $40 contribution to the last minute.
Wait, Kaz says I shared Alaska's campaign on MySpace. See, look, Kaz says MySpace. What? Nobody goes on MySpace anymore. Crazy.
I'm just going to tell you right now, being how suggestive your book is, you would probably get some sales if you dump the links on X Video or Pornhub.
Anyway, so I know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Well, if any of you have alts, go for it. Please do it. Go for it. Might as well. Go for it. So
Just use your X-Hamster account,
I don't
Peanut
have
Oh,
it.
Head. We
there
all
you
know
go.
what
I
you
don't,
There
I
you
don't
go.
do.
Oh,
I don't.
there you go.
I do not. We're not doing that. I don't do that here. I don't do it ever. I'm just saying.
Are you serious that your cum sock you got hanging behind you?
I don't have a comic. I have a girlfriend. What's wrong with you?
No, I see it hanging behind you. Look, it's
That's my
that big
Christmas
red
stuff.
one.
It's my Christmas
Yeah,
stuff.
oh, you're stuffing it with something, all right.
No, it's not stuffed yet. It's fairly empty. Have you seen my Christmas gnome? Look. Let me show you my Christmas gnome. Look at this. Isn't it cool? Christmas. Look at that. Look at that Christmas gnome. It's awesome, isn't it?
I don't know. Where's the elf on the shelf?
Oh, it's right. I got. Oh, wait. That's right. I don't have the elf on the show. I got too many Transformers and Godzilla stuff and Marvel stuff behind me.
So you don't have the little gremlin who changes things in the middle of the night? Shame on you, sir. Shame on you.
Okay, Kansas brings up a good point. He says, share the link out Prime to Elon Musk. Did you do that?
Elon doesn't back people's crap. What
You
the fuck
don't
you
know
talking
that.
about?
You don't know that.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
The guy's
Dude,
got
you know how many
money.
people tag him?
He could back
You know
more
how many
time and I
people
can be
tag him?
fun to fire times over.
I got a better one for you. Have you tagged Eric July?
I'm not. I don't want to. I don't. Okay. So I don't want to be one of those guys that is tagging people that are more successful than me and say, "Hey, senpai, look at my." I don't want to do that. I find that very gratuitous. I really can't.
Fine, I'll go post it in Yellow Flash's Discord.
Oh, see, that's
my
awesome. There
God.
you go. See, I actually post. I am in one of the DM groups by a lot of the Ripper fans, so I do post it there. So but yeah, that'd be great. If you're in Yellow Flash's Discord, please share the link. Say, hey, the documentarian has his book out. It's gonna be 12 issues. It's gonna be fun. You guys want to back it? You should absolutely talk about it, share it, promote it, be a marketeur. Marketeur. Can you do that, Primathor? Can you absolutely do that?
I'm doing it right now. I'm putting it in promote yourself in Yellow Flash's Discord right now.
Okay, great. Some person says I should advertise it where the furries are, but I'm not in any furries Discord. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Oh wait, Kaya says Aladdin Pumpkin Warpatch link is on Pornhub. How did it get there?
I don't know. How did it get there? That's a good question.
Tim Olson says you don't go to the mainstream. The mainstream comes to you, says Tim Olson. There you go. Let them come to me. Let them come to me. But Prime, did you hear what I was talking about with the AI stuff in that movie that we talked about? F. My
No,
Son?
I haven't heard anything. I just got here.
So apparently there's a movie called F. My Son, which was based off a comic book by a creator named Johnny. Oh, I hate that word. An artist named Johnny Ryan, who we profiled on the stream here a couple weeks back. So he got accused. Well, not that he got accused because he had talked about it, but there's been a conversation on X that he uses AI slop throughout the movie, and as a result, like, oh, we're not gonna fund this guy, we're not gonna support him, he's a hack, all this and shit. But then I read an article in which he was specific on how the AI was used, which is only for a couple scenes. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff was either actual practical effects, actual visual artists, and then he went back and edited and all that stuff. So, what are your stance on AI? Let's talk about that.
My stance on AI, it's a tool like any other program, like Photoshop. Everybody, how people were freaking out that Photoshop was going to take over the digital age of photo manipulation the old school way. Just like how cameras basically were taking away paintings back in the day. It's a tool. Now, granted, it is a very sophisticated. It is a very dangerous tool than those other two applications ever were, because it can literally take a Lasmet right here and make him say and do things that he normally wouldn't say or do, and be very close with the voice patterns. Because I did it with Testy's voice and Alossi back in the day as a joke, and made people think that he wasn't dead for a bit, and that was a funny haha. That and I did have approval from his wife, by the way, for that. She can attest to that. But yeah, like AI is it's very dangerous. It's like genetic power, Once it's released, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's.
That's the dilemma because it's already out now, so it can't be undone. That's the dilemma. Whether you're for AI or against it, it's out there. It's not going
Yeah,
away.
yeah. Like we
That's the
in
dilemma.
5 years,
Mhm.
we went from having Will Smith looking like a derpy retard eating spaghetti to actually, eating spaghetti the right way and it being able to animate those sounds and slurps and chewing
Yeah.
features and actually sounding like Will Smith. It is very dangerous if it's not used in the context of who has it. Now, the difference is like with Suno, as you know, I've used it with you and many other people in the past. Raptor uses some of my songs I use for AI purposes, but I have a paid subscription to it that allows me to own the content, and I can show in a metadata sense that I created this stuff. But stuff that's not watermarked or trademarked or has any way that you can backtrack it, and it's just put out there, it's nefarious. It's very nefarious.
Yeah, and then there's the ethical dilemma of how the AI takes content that's already been. And I talked about this in my Shadversity stream a year ago. How it takes art style that was already done by actual people and it copies that. There's that also.
Yeah, that's true too because for instance, you see the Ricada image I have right now, right?
Hmm.
In my avatar, it's
Yeah.
it's using a meme. Okay, it's using a meme. Okay, the
Mhm.
meme is edited by me in Photoshop. However, certain things that are edited into it, I am using AI to do. I'm putting the Santa Claus hat and the Christmas tree in the background. It gets it right sometimes, but I still have to edit some of the things in through Photoshop just to make it look right. However, it is not 100% done by me. I will admit to that.
Okay. Manicore says it's a digital art interface. Guidance Room says no, AI is not like those tools. Absolutely not. Hold on, let me read more here. Okay, chat's going by fast. Okay. Uh, let's see. Kay says because of AI, someone was able to do live streams of life like a Lasmat, and he's not doing. You know, my very serious, Tristan.
Hang on, Helmet. That's a golden opportunity. Imagine if we took a last mat and combined it with Stuffy Bunny.
Ew.
No, no,
Who
don't
wouldn't
speak
want
that
to
evil
see
into
that?
existence. Do not speak that evil into existence.
Imagine seeing a last mat eat 32 pieces of cheese and then hurling it. We could make it a Patreon paywall. That'd be great.
Has she ever eaten Chef Boyardee or Hungry Man?
I don't know. She's in the UK. They have different, regulations on food.
Lady Shutterbend does not make canned goods. She makes legit food. She's good that way.
Okay,
And
okay. Read Timothy Olson's comment right there.
he says, Library of Congress won't approve a copyright for AI.
Okay, so right there in its sense, that's already been thrown out the window because today Disney just said that they have a vested controlled interest in Sora and are licensing out their characters to be made and then distributed on Disney Plus if it's something they like. That's their
Hmm.
statement today.
How does that make any sense?
Okay, so for instance, Disney is allowing they're allowing their licensed IPs
Right,
to be used like Mickey Mouse,
right,
Marvel characters, Star Wars characters, etc. They're not going to flag them
right.
for basically copyright infringement. However, they will claim ownership because they have the copyright of the characters. And if they have something that they really, really like, they will highlight your AI video on Disney Plus. That is their statement. So, in that sense, they are copyrighting the material that is AI
And the fact
because
that
it's their character.
okay is huh that see that's just so that is
It's a
so
gray area. It's a gray
dangerous. I was gonna say
area.
dangerous, but yeah, that's dangerous. Color says her avatar is totally not AI. X to doubt colors. X to doubt. It says if you believe there is a source of creativity, says Manicore, then AI won't scare you. Here's my thing with that. I think all the artists pushing back on it are gonna be they're just gonna be gone because they won't adapt. And I'm not saying you have to take AI, use AI for your artwork. I'm not saying that at all. My comics are 100% AI free. I'm not going to use AI for my comics. I'm not going to ever use AI to draw my covers or to do any background for my panels. It's all going to be by my hand, all of it. The only time it isn't going to be by
Hmm.
my hand is if I have an artist do the cover for me or whatever. But it ain't going to
Okay,
be. Oh God, yes.
if I may illustrate, and
Mhm.
this is why some people are saying it's not a tool or anything like that. I have to differentiate that if it's not a tool, then what is it being used for? Because one, I'm pretty sure you're quite aware of ZBrush, a digital sculpting
Mhm.
medium, just like Blender, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so Blender allows you to take objects and shapes and digitally sculpt them into anything you want. Now, 4 years ago, you weren't able to do that type of work. You had to do it traditional. You had to take a piece of clay and roll into a ball and then sculpt the actual figure or whatever the hell the medium was yourself. But most of your toys and most of your collectibles behind you are all being done in a digital aspect where the most of the shapes are already pre-programmed, like spheres and squares and rectangles, and being manipulated by a digital brush. So, in a sense, that's what basically AI is. It's manipulating the already intent of what your voice, the image, what's doing with anything. That's what AI has become. It's just it's an ILM. It's just learning how to do it without you doing all the steps.
All right. Let me just read the chat for a second. Manicore says mediocre artists should be worried, and then some person says mediocre artists are just artists in training. Richie Dib says, when my dog is being gay, I threaten him with banishment to Alasmat's house. He runs away. You know what? Send him to Katie's house if you don't like me. Take her to Katie's house. Then you'll learn your shit.
Oh,
Um,
jeez, don't do
I mean,
that.
what I mean was, a color says, I needed another winter scene character to add you in, and your avatar is round, and snowmen uh, heads are round and seem like the most logical place to put. She's still in her freaking Christmas card. Why am I reading that comment? I don't know. Uh, some person the training for some person. The training for artists might be less less
I'll read it. It says the training for artists might be less unless businesses put some money aside for training an artist to be at a pro level. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to say this person right here that I think will be a scary aspect because I just mentioned ZBrush and Blender of that nature. ILMs do not have creativity as of yet to make 3D composites. They can only do 2D. Now, if they're able to start making where Elasma asks for an actual Road Warrior Drake action figure and it knows how to like make all those joints and put the detail and the character together, and I have a margin of error of at least 15% with an 85% completion. That's when you're going to know things are kind of like, wow, okay, now we're getting to fabricator levels of like Star Trek here, where you say the computer to make something and it literally makes the scene. That's where things are going to get really interesting. But we're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet. But the conversation now, and I guess you weren't here when I was showing my Twitter exchange with some Spurg who was like very mad because I dared ask questions, and I wasn't even taking a position on it. I was just asking him because I wanted to get his thoughts, because what is the difference between using CGI versus AI when you're making a movie and trying to create a scene? So I was like, that's a genuine question. I wanted to ask that because um there is a human element to it, but my argument is, if you're just using it completely in place of actual human beings or in place of actual talent, then yeah, you're kind of like you're hmm, it's bad. I'll
So
say it's bad.
what you're saying is that AI is just being a fluffer to people who do CGI.
Like I said, it's a tool, right? I mean, some people argue, some people say it's not a tool, and I get it. I understand that there's that sentiment there, and I have to be like completely. I gotta be upfront when I tell people my comics are not AI. Like I have to be, because I said it one stream and some people didn't get it, so I had to repeat myself. My comics.
You need to start using the word traditional. If you use traditional, people will understand that
Okay, see,
terminology.
that's okay. That's the other thing too. Is now we're at an age where like artists now have to actually put a disclaimer on their books. They have to now say, done entirely by hand. No AI was used. And artists will have to say, not artists, but people that put AI in the books have to now disclose, so the book was created using AI from whatever um, software was made with it. Well, yeah, we're in that age now, and I think that could be some kind of like marketing tool. So there's that because of the sentiment against AI. Like that could be a marketing tool now. This book was entirely done with by hand. No AI was used. I may have to put that in for Pumpkin Warpatch. This book was done entirely with traditional art. No AI was used. But then if I say traditional art, but here's the thing: if I say traditional art is doing something with Clip Studio Paint considered traditional, since Clip Studio Paint is not a traditional art tool?
Okay, well, let's have this argument then, okay? So, God, I hate bringing up dead people. Say, for instance, you have a grandmother or a relative who's recently died, okay? Last minute. Now, say, for instance, you're on a budget, okay? You're on a budget. You need a headstone, all right? Do you want to go traditional route where you sit there and pay a guy nearly $3,000 to literally take your inspiration of a drawing you have in your head and carve it out with hand tools? Or do you want to pay $1,500, half the cost, for a guy to take a water jet and a laser cutter and do the same amount of work with CAD system?
Well, I mean, obviously, you want to go for the shortcut and less money.
Right, right. And this is where the AI aspect is doing this. Like the CGI is taking a lot of like hours, manpower, digitally by hand sculpting, making sure that the vertices and everything are matching up correctly. AI is just basically hodgepodging and throwing everything together, and if it looks okay from a focal distance, then you're just approving it and putting it on screen.
So, but
This is what's going on.
right. But that still brings up the argument by a lot of people who are opposed to AI that it's stealing the style and content from other artists because of the input that was added to the AI database. That image that was created with the AI was based off what was already created by other people. So there's that copying and stealing that's there.
Granted, I understand that AI is taking almost everything that is compiled in an internet database to make a new image, but this is where it gets into a shady area because, like I said, most 3D artists who are basically doing assets are not just grabbing. You would know this if you were in the 3D market field, but like most guys are literally, for instance, people who make drafts for like contractual work, um, for like stuff that you're trying to build, that sort of thing. They're literally just buying 3D assets and then sticking them in a digital design plans. So that way they can just sit there and have something in scale, and then they're basically having it approved by the architect and everything of that nature. That's basically what's going on with that sort of thing. It's
Okay, Bats also saying well, he's actually Bats now, but Bats is saying there's already libraries of pre.8 assets that can be purchased or made for free a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
there's that too. Like
yep,
SketchUp has a bunch of stuff that you can buy 3D models, as you know from Eric July's last artist debacle, where they were using 3D model assets to
right.
basically do focal ground and everything of that nature. I brick. But yeah, there's
Oh,
lots of
vinyl.
things
Mhm.
that you can do where you're just using other things that are pre-made and then introducing it as your art, and for the most part, people are fine with it.
Now,
For other people, they're not. It
Mass,
depends on how people feel about it.
yeah, I was gonna be Massive Painless comment. It kind of alludes to what you're saying. He says, as much as I dislike AI, the witch hunts are out of control. If you so much as draw a strand of hair out of place, you'll be accused, face the tribunal, and have to forever record the process. I think it's gonna get to that where people are gonna have to start recording their actual drawing to prove that they're not taking it from AI. So,
Yep.
so that
You
that
missed something fairly poignant as well, Bram. Um, it's not simply that they're oh goodness, my train of
He's
thought has
waking
been
up.
derailed.
He's waking up. Don't worry. He'll
did
get
you
it in
say
a
hi to
moment.
Helmet by the way?
Yes, hello, helmet.
Helmet,
Hello.
okay, well, I don't get his thoughts together. What did you think about what Prem just said?
Nothing, because AI is such a nothing burger here in Germany, and the laws, the EU laws, are something totally different
Oh,
than
let's talk
your
about that. Yeah,
laws.
talk about that. Share with us on that.
I think, from what I could gather here in Germany and in Europe especially, is that Europe hasn't figured out how to approach the whole AI stuff with the copyright stuff, and there are not really laws
Mhm.
involved now, but they are working on it. So it's a we are living in uncertain times when it comes to the use of AI in Europe, because the politicians haven't figured out what to do right now.
All right, sorry, I remember now. You were talking about 3D modeling and whatnot.
Yes.
3D modeling is already almost entirely plagiarized. They already, the vast majority of 3D artists already lift existing models from video games and whatnot,
I
and
already told
just
him that.
republish those.
Now, let me ask you a
Yeah,
question.
I already.
Okay, so let me ask you both a question. Was there an outcry about that that's similar to the outcry over AI now?
Uh,
Um,
Not even nearly as bad. People whined about it a little bit, but not nearly to the degree that they whine about AI.
no, because you have to understand, like places like Nexus Mods or I forget the other mod websites. Like, people are basically always constantly lifting models off of video games. Like, you have, for instance, this is a good example, and Iber can attest to this. Cosplayers will literally take a 3D model from a game and they use that as their basis to upscale and basically take that and make it more realistic. So that way they have something that they can cosplay as. They'll take any asset they can from a video game and then try to make it at a 1-1 scale and make it in foam, make it in plastic, 3D print it, you name it. They don't give a shit. So long as they look like their character, they'll take anything they can to basically win an award or have someone take pictures with them, get clout, that sort of thing. There's also the fact that with mods, people don't give a shit about that because, you know, if you got Lara Croft in Resident Evil 6, you're like, hell yeah, I'm playing as Lara Croft right now. This is awesome. Like, no one gives a shit. The problem is that it's the money aspect that's starting to get involved because
Yeah, but
modders
wait,
and
hold on.
cosplayers.
Wait, pause for a second
Oh,
on that one because you mentioned money. Let me just read Bats's comment. He says, probably with AI, they are scraping the information from things behind paywalls. Happened with a company that stole thousands of books, and this is definitely stealing.
okay, good. So now we're getting to the money aspect.
Mhm.
Cosplayers are not making well, some of them are. But cosplayers in general who go to cons, who do it as a hobby, are not making money ripping models off. Modders are not making money because the copyrighted work of video games or any AAA developers allows them not to have commissions to be made for mods because then you're basically selling a distributed right of a property that is owned by another copyright holder. AI, on the other hand, isn't giving a shit about the copyright. It's just grabbing the image. Now, here's where something that if they had actually thought about what the fuck they were doing on the internet before they had ever launched the AI program, is that we already have what's called metadata in every single photo, in every single medium, even with your channel last met. When you have a video, it makes a metadata, ID code, time stamped, everything like that. What they should have done before they launched AI into the public is that they should have made AI targeting data that told it not to touch the medium. If they had made it to where there was something that would make it not touch it within the metadata, it would not be able to grab that source. However, they didn't think that far ahead because they were only caring about
Yeah, but here's the
the
thing.
certain things that
Here's
they
the
can
thing.
make with it.
Here's the thing. It's artificial intelligence, meaning that it was intelligence that was already inputted by human beings, right?
No, it's an ILM. It means that it's an intelligent learning machine. It only learns what you tell it to do.
Right, but otherwise it would be stunted though. If you don't if it doesn't do if you don't tell it to do anything, it
If
won't
it
do anything.
if you don't program it like for instance, okay,
Yeah.
if you tell the program to look for images to make composites and
Right.
because you have to remember when they first launched Midjourney and everything like that,
Hmm.
the AI images were complete crap.
Right.
People kept programming it and telling it to keep working on hands. I remember they used to see 6-fingered hands, 4-fingered
Right.
hands.
Yeah. That was a thing.
Like it was all over the place with the hands. Now the hands are nearly perfect because the ILMs have basically been taught constantly by humans how to make hands. So
it's LLM, language learning model, but yeah, it's
yeah,
you
okay,
know,
well, okay,
But the point
I
is,
fucked
okay,
up
but the
the
point is, the
translation.
intelligence that it has, it's still coming from a source. It's not coming up with its own
No,
independent
it can't come up
information.
with its own. It has to
Exactly,
have someone tell
exactly.
it did something to do.
So what you're saying before about how it should have been programmed not to go I'm just simplifying it, but how the developers should have gone and programmed it so
Yes.
it wouldn't go and swipe other styles would be impossible because that information is going to come from another source.
No, it's not because video games already do that with already complex animations. It
Mhm.
knows how to basically hit register keys on the actual models of how it's supposed to access the information to make animations.
Right.
If you implement that with the AI system where it says that you're not because remember alas Matt, Grok can't say anything about 6 gajillion stuff anymore or certain people of a nationality in the Middle East anymore because it's been lobotomized. It's been told not to. If it can be told not to on that subjectivity, it can be told that it can't access certain images.
See, I think that I don't see how that could have been possible. And maybe I'm speaking as a boomer, but I don't see how that could have been possible. I really don't. Like there was no way it wasn't going to swipe other images, other styles. It was always going to just do that. I just don't see it. I don't think the machine is that
I
sophisticated enough.
like I
Yeah.
said, it's
you are
able to
correct
act.
in that it was always going to, but you could actually, until they figured out you were doing it and adjusted for it, you could have actually prevented AI from stealing your stuff by loading
Hard
by
coding
hard.
it.
Yeah.
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 Like there's preventive measures that could have been done before they
Okay.
launched AI into
Right.
the internet.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well. I mean, we're here now, so I'm. All this is because of a movie that came out that some people accused of being AI, and as we read the article, it wasn't really that. So that's why we're here. But I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want. Although we have 24 people watching, like actually the viewership. I know some guys in the chat didn't like the conversation, but the viewership increased. We were at 24 live viewers. We were at like at 15, and now we're up to
Because we're
24.
actually having an intelligent conversation and not throwing shit at the wall about certain stupid shit anymore.
Which I don't like doing. I don't like just having a conversation and just staring at a camera and just being dumb. I like to actually have sometimes I like the balance of nuanced conversations. Like we did
Oh,
have a
you like
conversation.
when Prime's not acting like a rotard? Okay.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
let me ask you this because we the chat talked about this earlier. Did you guys see the Gamer from Mars documentary about CG?
Yes.
Okay, let me get your thoughts on that. So, what were your thoughts on that?
He missed a lot of stuff. He never once mentioned the kerfuffle between War Campaign and a certain Navy drinking weirdo.
Huh? Wait,
He,
what? Did I miss something? What?
well, he skipped the Malin versus War Campaign stuff,
Oh,
which
He
is
got a
wait.
lot of stuff wrong.
one
He
of
got a lot of stuff wrong.
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
it's not even
Uh,
that he got it wrong. It's that he left out details that make it look as though he's completely uninformed on certain issues. But the very fact alone that he mentioned the dark roast tells me he read the Kiwi Farms thread. So it's not that he doesn't know these things; it's that he's very uncomfortable with talking about it at length because it will probably get him in trouble.
yeah, that was we had that conversation earlier, and I think the stuff about prior to what happened with CG with these comics and what they were doing, I think some of that was interesting, and I'm glad he covered it because it does lend credence to why CG happened. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff he left out, and I posit that he went to Wikipedia and got most of his information there because it kind of felt like I was watching a Wikipedia um, CG revision with the
Yeah,
latter half.
it's certainly had a leftist bent to it instead of like a factual or yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Interesting.
mean, that shouldn't be
wait,
terribly
Yeah.
surprising to anyone. Gunnar
wait.
from Mars is basically a lefty, so
Yeah,
it shouldn't
I got
really
that,
shock
but
anyone.
I didn't like it wasn't entirely skewed because he did acknowledge some of the shit that Marvel was doing was kind of like eh. So there was that at least. But yeah, it's I didn't have a complete issue with how he presented it. I just had an issue with the fact that he relied on limited sources when telling the CG history, which again left out so much information and so much detail. So there is that at least. Um, Francis Kirk says Milk Toast documentary, but he landed the ending. Well, the ending was landed by Mikey No More. It was landed by yours truly. But yeah, he did land the ending, but again, there was so much that he didn't cover. So it's like um, he came to the same conclusion many of us do when we research this stuff, which is yeah, Comicsgate is dead. It's dead. So there's no other way to really wait. Jabba says they left Alaska's prequel book out of the documentary. You know what, Jabbage? I'm sorry if that pisses you off, but I'll tell you what. Right, wait, let me put my camera on for this because wait, my camera is all the way down here. Let me go back up here. There we go. I'm sorry, Jabbage, if that pisses you off, but that's not a real book. That book is not canon. It's debauchery. It's abomination, and I'm glad it never covered anywhere. It doesn't exist in any sphere of any community. I'm so glad, Jabbage. I'm so glad. Hey, rating your artist. Rating your artist. What?
I'm sorry to tell everybody, but I have a copy of that. Just email me at
Don't you
itemprimeInvestigations at
dare, or I will.
gmail.com.
You will all go in the ban zone if you buy the copy of Primathor. I'm telling you right now, you will all go in the ban zone. Every single one of yous.
And if you act now, you can also get the a last match showing his penis to testify in the back room.
You're disgusting.
And the genuine reaction to testing going, oh God!
God. Anyway, KSS says Gamer from Mars doc focused on 2016, 2017, and got events out of order. The 2016, 2017 stuff was interesting. That was actually the best part of the documentary was that stuff because again, he goes into some of the weirdo stuff that Marvel was doing, and again, it legitimizes why CG was created. So that part to me was it was fun to watch. But yeah, some of the events in CG he definitely got out of order. Either he got out of order, or he left out entirely. He jumped to 2020 briefly and closed at 2025. Yeah, he left out a lot. The best part of it was the immediate reaction to it by Shane and Ethan. Yeah, that was fun to watch. Yeah, that was fun to watch. Um, okay, wait. Some
Wait,
person says, what?
the Booty Hole brothers reacted to it. What?
Yes, I think is that who you thought about?
Yeah, Shane and
Yeah, Shane
Ethan. What did
Ethan.
they have
Yes.
to say?
Oh, they EFAP'd it. It was actually they did a live stream EFAP and then Ethan did 2 videos recorded on EFAPing on his own, which I may do an EFAP of that at some point. I think I may do that because there's
Oh my goodness.
yeah, but
How were they just completely just ass destroyed by it? Like what happened?
oh yeah,
Because I didn't even
they were
know.
definitely upset by it. They were definitely ass blasted by it. So that did happen. Let me see. So, Kirk, okay, Fascist Kirk says, to give benefit to Mars, dude, and 99.9% of humanity who have no idea what the F Comicsgate is. Um, you still got to do the research though. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna do a video on Comicsgate and not research it. There is a lot of material out there, especially the Kiwi farms. Like you can't just
Well,
like not get a
The
proper
fact
yeah.
the fact that he didn't even cover the Preston Poulter saga of it was just like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
dude. Like, how do you leave out Pocket Pussy? Like
He
that's
left out Preston
too.
Like,
Poulter. He left out
how do you leave out the trademark of what officially became Comicsgate and a heated lawsuit?
he left
Yep.
out a lot. He left out the Nick Barucci stuff with Dynamite. He left out
Babalucci!
a lot. So you know, but again, for me, it was just a video on the events that led to the creation of CG, and then a very very quick overview of CG, which is definitely milk toast, as someone said earlier in the chat, and lacking a lot. But to me, the strength of that video was the events that he covered that happened before CG officially launched. That to me was the strength of it. So watching that was actually pretty fun and very enlightening because it reminded me of like when I was watching all the Yellow Flash videos and the Umbrella Guy videos and the Midnight's Edge videos, all on the comics and how they were race swapping and gender
Oh
swapping,
man,
and even Clownfish TV. Like,
that's that's a name I haven't heard in quite a while. I stopped watching them a while ago when Andre started whining about certain things that I don't care about, and I was like, oh my god.
yeah. Well, actually, the Midnight's Edge at the Dark channel got demonetized, and I think
Yeah.
yeah. So and again, we're kind of deviating a bit, but like
No, that's a good topic to bring up because that is AI moderation that is doing that to those channels.
That's right, because
Correct.
YouTube is moving forward their AI system, I think, and that's it's going to
They
be a
have been for months now. One of the reasons people's comments were disappearing off videos, they weren't being moderated by like humans.
right.
People's comments have been disappearing off YouTube channels for months, like 6 or 7 months now,
Yeah.
because of AI moderation. And people think it's like them being banned off channels or like certain words being caught. No, it's literally AI moderation just fucking you into the dirt.
Yeah.
Let's also not forget being unsubscribed from channels without your know.
That's been happening for years. That's been an
Yeah,
issue
but it's
on
been happening a
YouTube
lot more
for
now too.
true,
Let me just
but
read wait, hold on. Let me just read Master Panda's comment. He was like I said earlier. Master Panda said, "No mentioning of the Brightwisers, Tenaple, Micah Miller, and War Campaign is not a CG documentary." That is correct. They're key figures. Actually,
Uh,
no mention of Eglantine or Doug Ernst or Captain
or
Cummings.
Chevron or
Right. I mean Chevron. Yeah.
Captain Cummings.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't have a CG documentary and not mention those figures because
And
they
then
were their
you got the
OGs.
detractors who literally went after CG for the while, like Mr. Dong, Smug Frieza.
Hmm.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you can't leave the Kiwi farms out at CG because they were like it was like day fucking one, man. It's
Yeah.
like Red was
Yeah.
made.
Hmm.
no, he's not
Fact,
allowed to mention the Kiwi farms in any capacity though. He's a lefty. They're verboten.
I know. It's like Bob said like the third, Mr. What is that fucking channel's name? Organized Chaos or some shit. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Bob?
Yeah, Bob. You know Bob, the fucking dude who runs around with actual Phantom jackass.
Eric.
Yeah, the
Or no,
Communist Manifesto dumbass.
yeah, Dane and
Yeah,
Eric.
dang, yeah. Those assholes. They'll sit there and try to decertify Kiwi Farms as an unreliable source too.
hey, Richie Dupe says that he says that YouTube AI is giving people anti-CG content from people not connected to CG. The algo is supreme. Well, that channel, that Game of Mars channel, has 1 million subscribers, so it's going to easily get tens of thousands of views in the first week. It could easily reach a
Anyone that's curious too is going to be funneled into Mikey No More's documentary about it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tim Olson, I'm sorry, bud, but we're never gonna be Mitchell. We're Voldemort of Comic Skate and everything else, man.
Well, that's not true.
No,
Malin did mention you. He just lumped you into the fact circle. So that is your official name now.
I mean, I like that name. It's awesome. I mean, I use it all the time. It's like,
Yeah,
man,
dude.
like, you know.
It's one of my favorite sort of like passive aggressive freakouts that someone has done because of me over the years. That
You
that
know, it's
I've
go
had
ahead.
this effect on people since I was trolling on like forums and whatnot when I was a teenager. People wouldn't mention me by my username. They would just like that guy. Like they would use like a euphemism for me because I had made them so fucking angry. It's been when someone won't mention you by name, you know you've angered them. It's
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
oh yeah.
So
Still to this day,
I think we beat the dead horse here. So I mean I don't know what more we can
I
say.
don't know. I don't know. We still haven't seen the AI video of Elias Matt wearing the duck thong.
And we're never going
Yeah,
to.
well,
We're never going to. It's never gonna happen. You
well, you
son of a
can't
bitch.
stop
It's
it. It's
never gonna happen.
coming.
Oh, I'm gonna have to kick you guys all out for that. Anyway, I'm gonna probably call it a stream here. But before I do that, let's see if I got a backer. Let me just see if I'm curiously getting a backer. Maybe not. Probably not, but it wouldn't hurt to hit the
No, you
refresh button.
haven't, man. Yeah,
I know I haven't. I have not. So yeah, I got 24 days left to hit my goal. So I'm more than halfway there. So let's see if I can hit my goal.
well, you know, I tried to tell a certain someone in our Discord when they got something from you that they should have donated the money into this, and they just received a picture. But yeah,
No,
whatever.
no that's fine. Well, how he did it was perfectly fine too. So it's okay.
Well,
But
I mean,
but
on that note, you
if,
could just
if,
redistribute the funds back into the campaign or some
well,
shit.
I mean, I can't do that on Kickstarter. But if you could tell that certain someone, if they want to donate $2 or $3, $3 or $4 is also good too. Any little amount counts to get me closer to my goal.
Hey, Helmet, you got 2 or 3 francs?
What is that supposed to mean?
Wow.
What? Wow. Are you
I know.
wow? Are you really accusing him?
He is
Wow, that's rude.
very.
I don't
I'm just
understand
joking with
anything.
my brother. I'm just joking with you, brother.
I didn't understand the joke, so it's
2 or
probably
3 francs. I was making a joke about money system in Europe. God damn.
Wait,
you know.
Jabba says Evanescence are at the Game Awards. Game Awards. Shut up, you 45-year-old woman. I don't.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
I don't get that. I don't get it. I'm tired. You know what? I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go eat my tacos. So I'm gonna end my stream. But yes. So my mission for you guys, my challenge for you is share the Pumpkin Warpatch links on your socials. Prime, share it on the Flash Discord. If you have major Discords, you're in, share it out there.
I've already shared it out there. If people
Good.
bite, they bite. I can't help Paul. How it's the holidays, dude. Like everybody's fucking tight with their fucking money right now, too. That's another.
Fine.
But there you go.
I'll go unalive myself. Goodbye.
Oh my fucking. All right. Well, welcome to the Iron Prime Investigation Channel number 2. We have Helmet here today. How you doing, Helmet?
I'm doing semi-great, but it's okay.
What? You didn't put up the Christmas tree and they put the little choo-choo train around it?
No, I'm in a festivity mood.
Oh, good.
But
good.
I have a little health problems, but nothing serious.
Oh shit! Shit!
Man, I told you to stop watching that like fatty AI porn. I told you it would make your dick stop working.
I don't watch AI porn. Fatty, yes. AI,
and
no.
just like that, my channel's gone. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Time